Hi, everyone. So today on Tech Care Solution Podcast, we have a guest who has started this company as an undergraduate project and been running this business for more than 35 years. So let's hear from Michael Glazer from Premier Service. So welcome, Michael. Tell us about you and yourself and your company.
Thank you very much for having me, by the way. I really appreciate it. This is going to be fun. Basically, we started the company 35 years ago. I guess I'm feeling my age, or hopefully not looking my age, but it was a school project, mystery shopping, and other audit-related services. And here we are, over 3 decades later, still doing it. The industry has changed quite a bit over the years. There's no doubt about that. But essentially, bottom line is we are the eyes and ears, or the feet on the street, boots on the ground, whatever you want to call it, for any consumer goods manufacturer, even B2B sales, brands, stores. I always say one expression I like to mention is that P&L statements, profit and loss statements will tell you how your business is doing. Mystery shopping will tell you why.
That's nice. So I think most of people from this is does not aware of what is mystery shopping. So
Oh, sure.
how do you explain that mystery shopping? Let's go to that path.
Okay, absolutely. And I guess for people in retail, they know what it is, of course. But you're right. A lot of people say mystery shopping. Well, what is that? So essentially what we do is we send people into stores and restaurants, car dealerships, any place where customers meet your brand, right? Could be a store, could even be online as well, on the telephone. But basically, when you have several locations, or when you are selling goods to different retailers, it's one thing. We always say there's a very big difference between policy and implementation. So you might have beautiful signage and you good fact sheets and trade flyers. So all the clerks and sales associates are supposedly supposed to be educated about your brand. But when a customer walks into a store and asks about one of these items, and you know what? Sometimes they might get a disparaging remark, a clueless look. That's often what happens. So if you are running a brand, whether you're in marketing or operations, how do you find out what is going on at store level? Well, that's
Yeah.
where mystery shopping comes in. We send
Okay.
people into the stores undercover, not to catch shoplifters. People hear undercover and they think detectives. No, it's not that. But they
Okay.
go in posing as a regular customer,
Mhm.
doing the shopping, asking the questions, waiting for service. It's longer than expected, but they go in the store undercover with a list of questions that they have
Mhm.
to answer when they leave.
Mhm.
And they go act as a regular customer engaged in a regular service encounter, and then they report on their findings. Those findings are then collated together, roll
Mhm.
up reports by district, by region, by whatever it is. But
Mhm.
at the head office, you now have eyes on the ground. What
Yeah.
happened in that store? What happened in that car dealership? And that's what mystery shopping is. It's an undercover, unbiased way of learning what is happening in the trade or in the field, whatever expression you use.
Yeah, that's very important in this industry right now. To get the ground reality, right? So if
Exactly.
in order to understand the customers, like for what are your typical clients? So like whoever wants to buy a certain business, they want to know the ground reality of that business. This is how you comes into a place.
Well, it's funny because it's all over the place. It really,
Yeah.
really is. You might have 20 car dealerships. Obviously,
Mhm.
what's interesting is if you are a vice president, a regional director, when you walk into those stores or restaurants, you get great service. Everyone, oh
Yeah.
my, the boss is coming, the boss is coming. So we get to see what's happening when the boss isn't there. So we have clients that maybe have 2 restaurants and they want
Mhm.
us to do it. Others could be a chain of 300. You know, a grocery store or a convenience store, for example, they have thousands of locations and they want to know what's going on when the managers are not there. So our clients are anything from typically fast moving consumer goods, just regular consumer goods, the restaurants, the car dealerships, the stores themselves. It's really anything. It could be the list of our clients is ridiculous because it's any industry you could think, even industries I didn't even know existed will
Wow.
do mystery shopping. Oh, wow. I'll get a sales call and be like, wow, there's a business that does that. Okay. And there we
Yeah.
are on the ground.
Yeah, most important, I think you are in your major industry, people are not aware that these kind of services are available, mystery shopping space and all. And we need to create that awareness. That's I think that would be the long shift for you as well. So let's talk about the industry right now. So what is the biggest shift happening in this customer experience or mystery shopping space that most of the business owners are underestimating?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, to be honest, in 35 years, much of it has not changed. If I look at my very first mystery shopping survey, it was a cookie company back in 1991. They had about 14 stores selling cookies.
Yeah.
That survey from back then versus a 2026 survey, and we do these types of restaurants,
Wow.
Blotto and cookies. You know what? It's pretty much the same survey. No joke. We always like to say, when it comes to working at retail, just pretend it's your home. When someone goes into your house, do you not greet them? Do you not?
Exactly.
Of
It's the
course
same
you
thing.
do.
Yeah.
And when they talk to you, you answer back, So basically the store is your home. And I think in the 1950s, probably the sales steps were very similar to what they are now, from the greeting, offering suggestions, add-ons, thanking the customer, quick experience at the cash desk. Yeah, you see new things now. There's a lot more loyalty cards. Did the cashier offer you their loyalty program? That is more and more frequent. So that's an example. Overall, were you greeted in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 15 seconds? It hasn't really changed over the years, to be honest. The one shift I have seen, sadly enough, is overall, I think a lot of customer service went down a little bit. Things that were expected of the staff back then, when the economy was booming, when things were moving, the 90s were wonderful for retail.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now when you see the competition from Amazon and other online retailers. Stores are struggling. The foot traffic is not the same. So the irony here is, on the one hand, we do see somewhat of a decline, I would say, in customer service. But on the other hand, the expectations of the consumer are almost higher now.
Yes.
There is a gap there, and we're there to help close the gap. What do the customers want, and how could our clients give it to them? So that's what I'm noticing, and we're there to bridge the gap. Because the one thing about mystery shopping compared to other business reports, it's very objective. It's like you are going to the heart of the matter. When this customer met this sales associate, what happened? And at that moment of truth, I call it, that's what we're there to evaluate, to analyze. And when you present the clerk or the sales associate or the representative with the data, I think the word objective was wrong. It is not that so much that it's subjective, but it is fully in the control of that sales associate. If you worked in a store, you can't control your shrinkage. Theft might be up, theft might be down. Sales might be up. Bad snowstorm up in Canada. Wow, for 2 days, we had 3 customers in the store. Our sales are down. It's not the fault of the staff. It's not the fault of the store manager. But the mystery shopping report, that is squarely within their control. So that's the beauty of it. This is what you said. This is what you didn't say. We were not acknowledged, or we were acknowledged. We went into the fitting room. No one gave us a belt. No one offered us an add-on. That has nothing to do with the weather, with the economy. It's fully within their control to fix that. You froze, by the way. I don't know if you could hear me, but you are frozen. Try leaving and coming back, and you could piece it together.
Hey, sorry about this. This is so embarrassing.
It's okay.
I need to upgrade my computing system.
Could you piece it back together, or we have to start from the beginning?
Yeah. No, we can. It's just still recording, so we will be in a good shape. We can start from where we left.
Oh, perfect.
I think, so I was going to ask this question now. Next is, in your view, what does the customer experience and the service consulting service looks like in 3 to 5 years, especially how AI is changing?
You cut out again. Hold on.
How about now?
I just heard AI, but the middle was cut out. No, you're frozen.
My bad. Let me give you, I think this Riverside was doing some technical difficulties to me as well in the past, yesterday as well. So along with that, if we stuck again, let me send you the invite for the Google meeting so we can resume over there. We don't need to start from that. Let me send you the invite for that. Thank you for holding. Are you still able to hear me, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's a bandwidth issue because you're jumping. You could try turning off. Oh, you can't. Could you turn off your camera? No, you will lose it for the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let me try that, because I can pay something during the meeting. Let me do that. It should not be we having a bad weather today. Maybe that's why.
Got it.
How about now?
Yeah, the voice is better now, so maybe that could do it. I'll talk to the letter S. That's it.
Thank you for doing this. That's so embarrassing to me.
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
So
ask that question
let's
again.
talk. Yeah, sure. So, in your view, what does the customer experience measurement and the service consulting looks like in 3 to 5 years from today, especially as AI starts changing how business collect and act on customer feedback?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a great question. And we're in a very unique industry where AI is really not reducing much of the work because we are doing things in person, face to face. So AI is helping on the back end. There's no doubt about that. You know, when a customer or a new customer gives us a survey that they want us to follow, it used to
Hmm.
be like a 3 hour, 4 hour task to get it into our system. You got to go question by question and code it and the point values and all that jazz, formatting. Nowadays
Hmm.
with AI, it does a lot of that work for you. So it's
Yeah.
very, very helpful. It allows the people on the team to spend time where they're most necessary, which is talking to the mystery shoppers, dealing with them, teaching them, training them. A lot of the grunt work, even for example, validating the surveys after. You know, it's an arduous
Yeah.
task going through all the questions, fixing the spelling, fixing the grammar, you know, checking the receipt if it matches. AI can really help the team do more surveys in any given time. So AI is also very helpful in general for, you know, creating quotes and whatnot. It does a wonderful job at, you know, taking information and distilling it down, making a nice proposal. Very, very helpful in that sense. But unlike many industries, I feel that the core of what we do, it's a person visiting the restaurant, visiting the store, visiting the car dealership, going
Yeah.
for a test drive. ChatGPT is not going to help with that. You know, Claude is
Okay.
not going to do the
Yeah.
test drive for you. What I do find interesting though is I don't know if it's not related to AI, but I find that the industry in general, their needs
Hmm.
are shifting, but more towards luxury brands and the types of shopping where the customer experience is that much more important. Because, you know, with things like Amazon right now, if I needed to buy a remote control, a cable, a set of glasses, you know, we used to have to go to Best Buy, go to Future Shop, go to Circuit City. Now you do it online. However, if someone's buying a Rolex watch or someone's going to buy a car, someone's going
Hmm.
to a restaurant, those type of industries really need to have better service than ever. And I think that is one shift. It's not really related to AI per se, but in general, what we are doing is really in the field. So I don't think AI is going to have that much of an impact upon us aside from doing the clerical work quicker. You know, design the surveys quicker, validate the
Yeah.
surveys quicker. You know, designing, we can send out fancy emails to entice people to take on these
Yeah.
missions. AI is going to help with that. We used to have to go into the HTML code, you know,
Hmm.
I don't even know it that well, but all the
Yeah.
tags and that's AI. So it's really helping with the back end a lot. And it lets people focus on the important things, thinking the human relationship and
Yeah.
not, hey, why is this HTML tag not working? It's the bold isn't working and the color is off. That's what AI is wonderful for us.
Yeah, exactly, Michael. And your industry specifically, AI is mostly helpful rather than being the counterpart of it.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about your business right now.
Yeah.
So, what's been working well for Premier Services, and what is the one thing that is creating friction for you? Maybe getting a new client or winning new client, delivering those results that they want. So, what is the those two things, winning and the friction?
Well, I think, you know, it's interesting because we don't see that much friction. I guess because of our experience,
Hmm.
two restaurants, 2,000 restaurants, a car dealership, a convenience store. You know what? There really is not, I have to say, maybe I'm just lucky. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but the
Yeah.
friction points are not there. We offer
Hmm.
great service around the clock. We're there to support the clients. We never say
Okay.
no to a client, no matter
Yeah.
what they ask for. Hey, could you go in the store tomorrow? Yes, we can. Can you do whatever? Yes, we can. So that part of your question, I'm very happy to say, I don't have an answer for you. I
Wow.
don't see friction, you know. And the other part, I think from what I'm seeing now,
Hmm.
because of the technology, because we could provide live reporting,
Yeah.
dashboard, portal, they seem to be
Hmm.
more excited than ever. When we did this in the 90s and early 2000s, used
Hmm.
originally we used paper surveys. We'd send
Yeah.
them in the post and they'd write down the answers. Then we moved to Microsoft Word. Hey, let me send you a Word doc and you send it back. Now it's all online and the data
Exactly.
they get is almost instantaneous. They could
Hmm.
cut it, slice it, dice it, do whatever they want. It's phenomenal now what you could do with the information.
So that's wonderful. It's a hard, I have talked to a lot of CEOs on this
Mhm.
podcast, and most of people say that there are some frictions they want to improve on, but it's very good that you don't have that one. and you're going perfectly well. So let's talk about your clients as well. So what are your typical clients? Like, are you having a certain bar of like this company is moving this much, I'm going to only keep them up. Like, for example, company above the 10 million ARR or a million ARR. So how do you like collect the client? How do you like pick up the client?
Well, basically, at this point, we're very lucky the clients come to us.
Wow.
We don't have a sales team. We don't do outbound
Hmm.
sales. Every day we get requests. And you talk about
Okay.
it, I always say there's no typical customer, there's no typical client, right? You're going
Okay.
shopping in a store, old, young, male, female, whatever it is,
Hmm.
different religions, different races, different. Some people are have lack of mobility.
Yeah.
Some are athletes that go to your store. And
Hmm.
on our end, the clients that we get, I got a request yesterday. It was a chain of paint stores selling paint.
Hmm.
Before that was a big pizza chain. Before
Okay.
that, luxury
Wow.
watches. It's literally all over the place, and it's
Yeah,
just fascinating.
that's what I was about to say. That's you guys are all over the place then.
Yes.
Anybody can reach out to you. So there's no if anybody, if any business like wants to reach out to you, you can pick up that client anyway, right? There's no bar that they have to threshold they have to cross.
No, definitely not. Look, if
Okay.
it's a small client, we do get emails all the time. Oh,
Hmm.
I have a restaurant. We'd like a mystery shopping program. I tell
Okay.
them not to do it. Send in a
Okay.
friend, send in your spouse, send in
Hmm.
your neighbor, give them a couple
Yeah.
dollars and let them do it. It's not worth it. Because setting up a
Yeah.
program, I always say this, if you're setting up a program for 1,000 locations or two
Hmm.
locations, it's the same effort. You want a
Yeah.
great survey. You want good reporting. You want the guides for the shoppers. You want to
Hmm.
design the scenarios. To do all that, and they have two restaurants, I would say, honestly, it's just not worth it. But if there are
Okay.
multiple locations, we do a lot of work for banks as well.
Hmm.
Banking is a big one. As I mentioned earlier, it seems to me that things are moving away from straight ahead retail. I used to walk into a mall 10, 15 years ago, and I'd be like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a client, that's a client, that's a client. They would shop a lot, women's clothing,
Yeah.
men's clothing, toy store. But nowadays, it's luxury cars, watches,
Yeah.
hotels. A lot of service industries are doing it much more than basic walk into a store, buy a pair of pants, and leave. So there is a shift towards those types of industries where the
Hmm.
experience is more important. Coffee brands,
Yeah.
it's not your run of the mill clothing retailer anymore, which is
Hmm.
really cool. Makes it interesting, makes it
Yeah.
exciting. And it's still the same process. This is what to look for. Go in
Hmm.
undercover, report
Yeah.
on what you've seen. And that's the way it works.
Exactly. I think that's a wonderful answer actually. So where do you see the businesses right now is losing revenue? Sometimes from the inside we're not able to realize exactly this is what a business is doing wrong. So how do you suggest so that they can stop that leakage of revenue? So how the business can improve in this industry, in
And
the
you're
service
referring
industry?
to the mystery
Service
shopping
industry.
companies or
Yeah,
the or our clients?
both. You can answer both.
Well, I think the clients, it's very interesting because
Mm,
it's evident when you get
yeah.
back a slew of surveys and you see
Hmm.
I was ignored. I was, the sales associate said they don't like working here and they're looking for a new job. Like, oh my gosh. Like, no wonder your sales are not
Hmm.
there. Conversely, when you see the opposite, everyone is greeted, everyone is thanked, everyone is offered, add-ons to increase the units per transaction. That's when
Hmm.
businesses flourish. I mean, take care of your customers or someone else will. That's what I always
Yeah.
say. And I think that's most important. I think pricing is less of a factor nowadays because
Okay.
people have access to so much information. You
Yeah.
can't, if you're selling whatever it is, a set of drinking glasses, because I'm staring at a glass right now.
Yeah.
If you're selling drinking glasses and they're $6 each on Amazon and on eBay, and
Hmm.
you can't sell them for $23 anymore. People will go into the store, they're going to scan the barcode, and they're going to be like, "No, I'm sorry," because you have a lot more. So competition has really driven down a lot of the prices, a lot of the
Hmm.
variance of prices. We know we're going through heavy inflation right now, but
Yeah.
any given item, you want to buy a laptop, go price it at Costco and Best Buy, and it's all pretty much the same. We have a couple clients that do tires. We do
Hmm.
price research for vehicle tires. It's the same thing. Go research tires for your car. You'll
Hmm.
see 20 retailers. They're within $10, $15 each. There is a definite, like it's reducing the variance in
Hmm.
prices. So what's going to differentiate you? It's your service. That's
That's
where we come in. That
That's
explains it.
wonderful. Exactly. The customer experience is the inevitable thing. We cannot avoid that one. So, in your business, if you have a magic wand, what is the one thing that you would like to improve in your business?
I think, like most businesses, we have to work on a lot of our processes and procedures because we're so busy. I mean, that's how
Hmm.
we grow, right? When you start off, whether it's a store or a mystery shopping company, if you're
Hmm.
one location, you have one restaurant, you know the recipes, you know where everything is. You want to expand, and oh my, you have to start making the training manuals and the standard operating procedures. So, from my perspective, because we're so busy, sometimes that stuff falls to the wayside. We have a
Okay.
great internal documentation. We use an app called Bookstack. It's right
Hmm.
on our own server, FAQ knowledge base. If I could take a magic wand and just update Bookstack, that would be fantastic. But instead, we're so busy helping clients and launching new
Hmm.
programs, working with clients, that you open up Bookstack, you're like, well, that's old. So give me my magic wand, and Bookstack is updated. There you go. There's the answer to the question.
So, remind now coming to back to the podcast. So, looking ahead, where do you want to take this premier service in next to 6 to 12 months per se? And what are the main things that's standing between you and that goal?
Well, right now we're working very hard on expanding our US operations because we're
Okay.
we're well entrenched in Canada. I'm in Tennessee. We just opened an office in the States
Hmm.
2 years ago. So I think it would be almost not a great answer, but doing the same thing that we're doing in the same
Yeah.
manner with the same level of service and the same portal and the same surveys, but more of it. Everyone wants to grow.
Yeah.
Growth is really the key. But again, you don't
Hmm.
want to grow too fast, because my father always told me bigger isn't always better. I remember
Yeah.
back a few years ago, General Motors, huge company, they went
Hmm.
bankrupt, right? So
Yeah.
you don't want to ever grow too fast. You want to be able to service your clients.
Hmm.
But in 6 to 12 months, more of the same, more restaurants, more convenience stores, more gas stations, more car dealerships.
Hmm.
That's it. Just growth. That's basically it.
So that's wonderful. If you have a goal in your mind, and especially you are not in the bigger pool coming out of Canada, so you have a lot of businesses as your prospect clients. So I wish you very well for that goal. So
Thank you.
thank you, Michael, for being on the podcast and guiding us in this industry.
Thank you very much. Take care.